They already have a relationship with you. You're not trying to build one when there's a problem. You're building one before the problem even arises, and potentially, hopefully, that the problem will never get there. But if you do it too late, it's not going to happen. You have to do it early, and you have to do it now. You guys understand what I'm saying? It's like preventive medicine. It's like taking supplements and doing exercise before you get sick, because even if you get sick, at least you won't get as sick. Okay? So if you have a relationship with your representative now, okay, it'll be so much easier, and your problems, if you ever have any, up in Tallahassee, which I'm telling you, if you have anything to do with the government, you're going to have problems. And we're going to try to help out. You know the worst thing I ever heard my whole life? Everyone knows words? Is that I'm from the government and I'm here to help. If anybody ever tells you that, just basically turn around and walk away. Now, we're kind of busy, and you should all try to get up to Tallahassee. You guys going to have a legislative day or something like that? Try to make it. It really makes a big impression. You know, have an appointment as soon as you find out the date that everybody's going to Tallahassee. Call again. Call that office, and if you've made that preliminary contact already, the staff should already know who you are. The staff should already then give you a time so that you can visit your representative in Tallahassee. But if it's the first time, in Tallahassee, and Hayden and Leslie can tell you, sometimes as representatives, we schedule 10 and 15-minute appointments. My secretary has to schedule times for me to go to the men's room. It's kind of weird sometimes because people are waiting outside my office, sometimes 3 and 4 deep, to come and try to see me. It's difficult to come in because, I have to be honest with you, you come to see me, but if I have a constituent who comes to see me from my district, guess who gets in first? My constituent gets in first. But also, if there's 3 or 4 people waiting, okay, but I already have a relationship, again, an early, ongoing, continuous relationship, where you call me and say, Mary Smith, you know, my aide, my secretary comes, well, Mary Smith, you know, from your district, who runs an assisted living facility. So you say, oh, I know Mary. She's come to my office. She's talked to me before. As a matter of fact, when I was running for an election, she offered to hold a sign for me on election day. You think I want to forget that? It's not always about the money. It's about sometimes helping out, if you can. And if you believe in that particular representative and you want them to get reelected, they will remember some of those things. It's the little things that you do to help remember. If you want the staff to help remember who you are, bring a dozen donuts. You know, when you come up to me, anything to help them remember what it is. Whether you have a little giveaway, whether you have a calendar from your particular facility, whatever you have, make sure that I have a way of remembering. You know what a great thing is? When my birthday comes around, there are a variety of constituents and a variety of different businesses in my district who actually either call me up or send me a birthday card and say, happy birthday, Representative Nehr. Guess who I remember when I do it? It's those little tiny things. It doesn't cost a lot. It costs you 50 cents or $1. Get some kind of a card and send them a card. Or if you know that your representative just won their election, guess what? Phone call and a follow-up card. Representative Nehr, congratulations on your election. This is Jane Smith, and I happen to own the assisted living facility. You know, I hope you remember who I am because I want to talk to you again about some issues that are coming up this March. And now that you've been reelected, we need to go over some of those issues. Are you getting the idea?
Yes.
Right. So I don't want to overemphasize. I'm almost done. I just want to stress again the importance. There's 120 representatives representing 18.8 million people in the state of Florida. 18.8 million people in the state of Florida. We are in a flux. We are in a change. One of the biggest things that's going to happen next session is what are we going to do with health care in Florida? What are we going to do with health care in Florida? We've been trying to reform Medicaid now for the last couple of years because to let you know, if you don't, Medicaid in Florida will bankrupt Florida unless we do something about it, unless we reform it. That could be to everyone's detriment. What's going to happen, okay, with all of the stuff that's coming from the federal government that's coming down to Florida? What's going to happen because our governor of Florida is not really happy with what's happening in the federal government. We, as the legislature, and I'm part of that, have to make decisions the next session, what we're going to do. And then your opinions, of course, count a lot. You need to let us know. That's what you also need to talk to the legislators about. How is it important to you? Tell us what's important so that we have some kind of a basis. Because for every issue, I can assure you, and it's hard for me to believe when I first became a representative because I had Hayden tell me. Hayden came to my office and said, Peter, I have this issue I want to tell you about. All right? And he gave me the issue, and I was very impressed. And said, oh, be glad to help him. Hayden leaves the office. And about an hour later, guess who comes? Another person who says, Representative Nehr, I have an issue I want to talk to you about. Same issue, but guess what? Opposite viewpoint. And all of a sudden, I've got these two issues. And which way do I go? And what if I only had one person come to me? I gave you that. Would I have been educated fully on both sides of the issue? No. And I may have made up my mind on one. So basically, always make sure that you have the information necessary to come to your representatives about the issue. Have some flyers, by the way. Okay, some information about, because, you know, I'm getting a little bit older. I think I'm like 29 now. I'm not 100% sure. But I don't tend to remember everything like I used to. It's easier for me if you give me a set of talking points. Okay, so you can talk to me for 15 minutes, this and that, and say, Representative Nehr, just to make sure you remember, here's a little listing of everything that you need to remember about our conversation. If you give me anything more than one page, it goes in the garbage. Just as some advice. It's not, you don't save it. If I saved every single piece of paper I read, I wouldn't be able to go into my office. One page, and then give one to me, and my suggestion again, you give one to the staff. And say, can you file this in case anything comes up with assisted living facility issues in Tallahassee, could you give this to the representative? So he remembers. And then when you come up, same thing. You always have something to leave with. Any questions? Am I allowed to ask any questions? Are there any questions that I might be able to answer? Some burning issue that is in front of you? Now, if it's a hard question, I'm not answering. You know that, right? Go ahead.
Congratulations on your great victory.
On my what?
I said congratulations on your great victory last Tuesday.
Well, thank you so much. I did happen to have an issue. Just remember, that's just one down, one to go. Okay? The hardest part is still yet, the general election, November 6th. I just want to tell everybody how grateful I was that I was invited to be here to do my little part about trying to help you guys out as far as what you need to do. And now, again, one more time. Okay? You're dealing with government. You would think that government has common sense. Trust me. Trust me when I tell you that the decisions we make up in Tallahassee sometimes, Aiden, do they make common sense to you?
Not always.
So basically, what I'm trying to say, the most important things that you can do for your industry is to get involved. And I can't say that strongly enough. Get involved, and you get involved with the person closest to you. If you can't get that person to be on your side, you go to the next person, to the next district next to you, or around you in a little circle. I happen to live in the Tampa Bay area. If I was an owner of an assisted living facility, I would not only see me, but I would see every representative in Pinellas County, I would see every representative in Pasco County, and I would see every representative in Hillsborough County to make sure that I had enough of a coalition to help out. And then I would get together with the leaders of your association and say, what else can I do to do this? And remember what I said? Okay, teamwork. I listen to phone calls. I listen to personal visits. And just to let you know, you can send me as many emails as you want. It really doesn't change my vote because there's a lot of organizations who have an email blast. And I made one wrong decision once, but I thought it was the right decision at one time. 5,000 emails in 3 hours clogged me up completely. I couldn't get any